Hello everyone, I am Fahima Wahab, your student teacher for the subject of Effective Communication under the supervision of Sir Benchi E. Untong. This video presentation is prepared for the 11 BUI students. Now that you are already done with impromptu speech together with Sir Benchi, this week we will be moving on to the topic of extemporaneous speech, which I believe many of you have already prior knowledge about. Before we begin, allow me to share my learning objectives with you. At the end of the lesson, the students should be able to understand the different steps in preparing extemporaneous speech. Second, define extemporaneous speech. And third, identify the type of extemporaneous questions that needs to be answered. What do you see in the picture? As you can observe, the image illustrates one example of extemporaneous speech, a debate which involves two opposing sides, the affirmative and the negative. Why? Because it involves speaking with limited preparation while still delivering structured arguments. In debates, participants often rely on their ability to think critically, organize ideas quickly, and respond to opposing arguments, all of which are key features of extemporaneous speaking. Now, let us define what extemporaneous speech is. Extemporaneous speech is a planned and prepared form of speech. It is a unique form of communication that strikes a balance between preparation and spontaneity. How does it do this? While the speech is prepared ahead of time or just minutes before delivery, its presentation is natural, conversational, and most importantly, flexible and adjustable depending on the situation or audience. Another one, this type of speech is delivered with the help of small notes and a clear outline. However, you do not write down every word of your speech on these notes. That is why they are referred to as small notes. They only contain the most important details. If you write everything down word for word, that would be a manuscript speech. Therefore, these notes serve only as a guide, while the actual words you use will depend on you. Lastly, extemporaneous speech is spontaneous and personal. Spontaneity refers to the natural way of delivering your speech without sounding too scripted. It allows you the freedom to decide how to express your ideas while using your outline to structure your speech properly. Additionally, it is personal because speakers often draw from their own experiences to explain or answer questions. This personal touch makes your speech more meaningful as it helps you to connect better with your audience. Now, let us proceed to the 3 steps in studying your extemporaneous speech. Focus on the first box. Identify the type of extemporaneous questions that you have to answer. Of course, start by understanding the question that will be asked to you. It will help you to tailor your response effectively. Question is one of the core part of your speech because it is where your speech will revolve. It is your topic. Look around you wherever you are right now. Find something as an example of my explanation. For instance, a car needs its engine to work, so your speech requires topic to be structured. To identify the type of questions, we have 3 main types: questions of fact, value, and policy. First, a question of fact is typically answerable with a yes or no. For instance, does studying regularly improves the academic performance of students? While the answer may start with a yes or no, it doesn't end there. You must justify your answer by supporting your stance with examples, evidence, statistics, and testimonies. Next is a question of value. This type of question revolves around whether something is good or bad, moral or immoral, just or unjust. For example, is cheating on exams morally wrong? Unlike a question of fact, you cannot simply answer with yes or no. Instead, you can start by stating your position, such as, I believe cheating is morally wrong, and follow it with a detailed explanation, evidence, testimonies, or anything that strengthens your argument. You can also acknowledge different perspectives, such as why some students might resort to cheating during exams, but still argue that it violates principles of fairness and devalues hard work. Lastly, we have the question of policy. This type of question focuses on proposing a specific course of action. It requires the speaker to argue for or against the implementation of a policy, taking into account its practicality, benefits, and drawbacks. However, you cannot simply propose a rule or policy based on personal feelings. You need to carefully consider its potential consequences, both positive and negative. For example, should Notre Dame Village National High School implement a no homework policy? In this case, you would need to present a well thought out argument to support or oppose the policy. Going back to the 3 steps in studying your extemporaneous speech, we have to determine the purpose appropriate to your topic. This means identifying what you want to achieve with your speech. Are you aiming to inform, persuade, entertain, or inspire your audience? By defining the purpose, you can shape the content, tone, and structure of your speech to align with your goal. For instance, if your purpose is to inform, your speech should focus on presenting facts and explanations. If your purpose is to persuade, you will need to focus on arguments and evidence to influence your audience. Lastly, it is essential to stick to your topic while examining all angles and sides of the problem. You are allowed to explore other perspectives to demonstrate a deep understanding of your topic. If you focus solely on the problem at hand, your information may become limited, leaving little room for expansion. However, if you know how to navigate the situation effectively and utilize the information available to you, take advantage of it. But make sure you know how to return to your main point, otherwise you risk going off topic. Now, let us proceed to the steps of preparing for a successful extemporaneous speech. First, we have reinforce. Reinforce is an action of making something more effective, so that is how we reinforce our speech, by exploring other main topics that will support our stand. Like what I have said earlier, you can do it so long as you know how to go back to your main thesis. Second is capture. Capture them by stating your main idea, meaning to say make it short and concise. You will not capture them if you will make it too long. Be sure to make it precise but strong. You can use one declarative sentence, which means a short sentence that ends with a period, but make sure that even though it is short, make sure that it is strong and powerful. Third is develop or the development of your ideas. How will you expand it? How will you show to your audience that your thoughts are broad and wide? By using other informations that is connected to your topic, and make sure that those informations are basically reliable, accurate, and trusted. You cannot just use an information just to make your speech long, but it doesn't even connect to your main topic. The fourth step is introduce or the introduction. This is one of the most crucial parts of your speech because you must capture the audience's attention immediately to keep them engaged until the end. You need to spark their interest right from the start. If you fail to do so, it means your speech may not be compelling enough to hold their attention. We have the fifth one, to check by evaluating and validating. This occurs before the actual speech. Therefore, you still have time to check and evaluate all the possible information you will use if they are reliable. You have enough time to provide enough examples, evidences that is accurate to support your speech. Next is to supply. According to the Effective Communication book provided by Sir Benshi, you should create at least 3 main points in your speech. This means you need to support each point with sufficient examples, evidence, and statistical data based on surveys. These supporting details will strengthen your argument and make your speech more credible and convincing. Without solid evidence, your points may come across as weak, which can affect how your audience perceives your message. Lastly is to conclude your speech by restating or summarizing your ideas. However, ensure that your conclusion is just as impactful as your introduction. A strong conclusion ties all your points together and reinforces the message you want your audience to take away. Before ending your speech, it is better to leave your audience with a powerful and clear understanding of your topic. You can also include a memorable closing statement such as a call to action, a thought-provoking questions, or an inspiring quote to leave a lasting impression on your listeners. For the last part of our discussion, we have the 3 things to avoid. There are so many things to avoid, but focus on these 3. First, try to overcome your fear of the audience. I understand how challenging it can be to face an audience, speak in front of them, or even stand before them. However, to deliver your speech effectively without being overwhelmed by nervousness, practice is the key. Start by speaking in front of smaller, familiar groups such as your family, friends, or colleagues. Gradually work your way up to addressing larger audiences. Take it step by step, and with consistent practice, your confidence will grow. Second, avoid speaking too fast as it can make your speech confusing and at worst lead to misinterpretations of your message by the audience. Instead, focus on speaking at a steady pace that allows your listeners to absorb and understand your ideas. Speak softly but with confidence and authority. Your tone should convey both clarity and knowledge. Pause occasionally to emphasize key points and give your audience time to reflect on what you are saying. Remember, effective communication is not just about what you say, but how you say it. A measured and deliberate delivery ensures your message resonates and leaves a lasting impact. Lastly, do not pretend. Avoid pretending that you know everything as it will make you feel more anxious. Just like a balloon, while it is getting bigger and bigger, it will pop after a while. Show what you can do, study what you can't, and do not pretend. This marks the end of the first part of our extemporaneous speech topic, which was originally scheduled to be discussed on Monday. However, due to your awarding ceremony for your competitions, congratulations on that, we had to adjust. Please study this video presentation and make sure to understand it, as we will be having a quiz during our next meeting. Thank you so much.